Well, one of the conservatives who has been pushing for this inquiry to be launched is the congressman from Virginia, Bob Good. He joins us live from Capitol Hill once again. Congressman, we've had you on the show a bunch in the past. Thank you for being here on a pretty busy news day. Appreciate the time. You just heard Michael there say voters don't care about this. Do you agree?
Well, Joe Biden ought to be impeached because of the border invasion. We don't need any further investigation for the 7 million illegals he has facilitated, purposely helped to invade our country, done more harm than any president intentionally in the United States, in my estimation. That said, there's mounting, growing evidence implicating him in the Biden crime family. I think the Speaker is right to pursue this inquiry. We need the additional power of the impeachment inquiry to get answers to the questions that are being asked, for subpoenas to be responded to. And so I think the Speaker's doing the right thing.
Do you think Kevin McCarthy needs to stay, or do you think he needs to go? Seems like he had to bring this forth today because there is a lot of pressure on him.
Well, this has nothing to do with the spending process, the appropriations battle, the budget piece of it. It's going to have nothing to do with it. There's no coordination between those two as far as I'm concerned, certainly not with my colleagues who I'm collaborating with to try to bring spending cuts and advance Republican policies in these 12 appropriations bills.
You know, you talk about evidence against the president. There is pushback against this, of course. From the White House, for example, here was their response today. Quote, House Republicans have been investigating the president for 9 months, and they've turned up no evidence of wrongdoing. The White House says this is extreme politics at its worst. Ken Buck, one of your colleagues, Republican, said today, quote, I haven't seen that link yet between Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. I would think, Congressman, that if Kevin McCarthy had the goods, he'd be waving it around for everyone to see earlier today. And that's not what happened.
Well, it appears to me we're on the verge of the biggest political scandal in the history of the country. The sitting president may have taken a $5 million bribe in return for getting a prosecutor fired that was investigating the Burisma company that his son served on the board for. Those on the Oversight Committee who've seen the evidence say that it could be as much as $100 million, is what some have said. You've got the hundreds of suspicious activity reports, dozens of shell companies, LLCs. Those are not created except unless it's to launder money or to hide money or hide the trail.
What evidence do you have?
You've got eyewitness testimony, those who are at risk of perjuring themselves, who've come forth and appeared before the committee and testified that they were in the room when President Biden was there. You know, the president lied to the American people and said he never talked to his son about his business deals and his son never made money off China. As you know, the narrative has now changed. Well, the president wasn't actually officially, formally in business with his son. It appears that that may have been the case, but it certainly is not true that he didn't know about it. They've flown together. You've got where Hunter Biden is meeting with individuals in the vice president's office, and all of a sudden policy decisions are made. So this impeachment inquiry will give the opportunity to investigate this more thoroughly and bring it to the American people.
I mentioned to our audience off the top that Hakeem Jeffries, of course, your colleague on the other side of the aisle, was talking, and we'd update with any new information. Here's what he just said. I'll get your reaction on the other side.
There is not a shred of evidence that President Joe Biden has committed an impeachable offense. There is not a shred of evidence that President Joe Biden has committed a crime. This is an illegitimate impeachment inquiry. Period. Full stop.
I just heard you say you think this might be the biggest scandal ever. He calls it legitimate. Again, I just go back to the question, Congressman. At the end of the day, if you were to talk to our audience right now and you say, this is the evidence, full stop, we have it, what is it?
Well, it's that the president, Hunter Biden, traveled with his father on Air Force Two to China, to Ukraine, to Russia, places like that for corrupt business dealings. You've got those like Tony Bobolinsky going back several years, along with the IRS agent who are testifying that President Biden was involved with his son's business dealings. They claim there's audio tapes to that effect. That needs to be disclosed to the American people. Again, the inquiry will give greater power to uncover that and expose it, and we need to see where the evidence takes us, and I think the inquiry is the right track.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.